let's go. Come on, I need some of that energy. Let's go. Fucking beautiful. Thank you. It's going to be an incredible night. This is a packed house. All right, so out-of-town poets are guaranteed a spot. That means that Houston Hughes and Steph Castor, you are competing. You are not eligible for Kansas City Poetry Team because you're out of town, but you are eligible to compete tonight to win that $100. So, next up, and these are going to be called in random order. I'm just giving you time to prep your material. For round one, Trey Newman. All right, Grace Griffin. Get you some. Oh, I'm gonna fucking say this wrong. Quick, Alyssa. Micheline? Is that, am I saying it wrong? Mikey. Mikey O'Neill, sister, you're participating. All right, how many we got left? We got 5 more. Brig Killips. Yep, all right. 4 more. This is just how it's going to go down every first Wednesday, so don't get disheartened. If you don't get to compete tonight, that does not mean you don't get to compete next first Wednesday. Robert G. Yeah. How many we got left? 3 more. All right. Steph French. Yeah. Christian. Competing tonight. All right, and last but not least, we got Miss Angela Rue. All right, y'all, we're gonna get everything started in. Shit, nobody cry yet. I'm gonna put this down. I'm going to get my handbooks. I'm going to give you guys a very detailed explanation. It might bore the shit out of you tonight, but this is the first time we've done this, and I want to make sure everybody is crystal fucking clear. So, if you don't have a drink, you need to get one. Thank you to the Uptown Arts Bar for hosting us. If you do have a drink, please sip on it for a moment while I collect my shit. Yeah, baby. Ready when you are, Bill. All right, everyone. Thank you again for coming out tonight. I'm Jen Harris. I'm your slam master and your co-host. Is your other slam master and co-host, and she snapped her damn leg in 4 different places, so she's over at KU Med recovering in surgery right now. Keep your good energy in this room, but also send a little out to her, please, because she sends her regrets. So, thank you all for being here. I'm going to give you a rundown of the rules. If you are in any way a poet, a judge, or an audience member who is confused, see me, because I don't want to fuck anything up tonight. This is for real. All right. According to NPS, poets, here's what you need to know. You have a 3-minute, 10-second time limit. If you go over that, you're going to be deducted points, which our scorekeeper and timekeeper are going to do for you. If you go to 4 minutes, you are automatically disqualified. So please keep that in mind. If you have to shorten it down on stage, do what you got to do. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. No costumes, unless you are already a costume person. No props. I know, right? Taylor. No costumes, no props. Original work only. As much as I love Jewel and Ezra Pound, don't get up here and read somebody else's shit. This is a you-only experience. And that is for all 3 rounds. There are 3 rounds tonight. Is that 3? There are 3 rounds tonight.
That is 3.
How many what? How many have I had? Just 1. I got a refill. Just not, can't feel my fingers, whatever. All right, so there are 3 rounds tonight. 10 poets competing in the first round, 5 poets competing in the second round, 3rd competing in the 3rd round, 1 first place $100 winner. I know, right? Let's make that Skrilla. And that is why you pay $5 covers at the door. You're paying your poets to perform. You're paying each other for this opportunity to compete and experience this camaraderie. So just so you know, that's where that money's going. Anyways, blah, 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 blah. Judges, this is what you need to know. I have provided you a very detailed handout of your expectations. You are judging from 1 to 10. 1 is the shittiest fucking poem you have ever heard in your entire life. Like, you've taken shits with more talent than that poem. So don't take that lightly. Like, if someone's coming up here, they are expressing their courage and their bravery and their originality. But if they should never do that again, you give them a 1. And if you are inspired to the point of like religious conversion, that's a 10. Now we're working with decimal points too. So if someone comes up here and they perform and you give them a 7, and the next poet is a little bit better, but not quite, a 7.1 is acceptable. Use those decimal points because those are going to make or break this competition. You can't just do 5s, 6s, 10s. Doesn't work that way. Is that clear? We good?
Clear.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Got that look like, bitch, come on. Let's see. All right, so judges, scale of 1 to 10 with a decimal point, single decimal point. Don't give me like 8.032. It's 8.2 or whatever it is, but I don't need like to round infinity symbol, that sort of shit. We are going to drop the highest and the lowest score, which is really only relevant to my scorekeepers, but if you get 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going to drop that 5 and that 8. Those 3 middle scores equal your average. I will announce who is moving on to the second round after we finish the first round of competition. So I think that's all for the details. Anybody got any questions? It's a group. This is a safe place. Houston.
3 rounds evenly or
3 rounds.
like second round?
No, it is going to be first round scores move you to second round move you to third. So your highest score in the third round is the person who wins. Third round is the way to go. That's the highest score. What else is there? Oh, I know half the people in this room. The other half I don't know, so fucking thank you for coming out. Like, look at this. Give yourselves a round of applause. This is poetry in Kansas City. I know, right? I'm so grateful, and my mind is so blown, so thank you guys. That being said, I'm not going to give you an introduction other than your name. You are not welcome to give yourself an introduction because the minute you start speaking is the minute we start keeping time. So if you want to talk about this poem was inspired by your mom, who's now, I don't want to get into that, but you're burning up your time. So please be aware of that. When you step on this stage, if you start working it out like you're going to perform, we're going to start that time. Adjusting the mic, clearing your throat, that is not considered performance beginnings, but just be aware of your time because you are responsible for it, not me. That being said, who's fucking ready to slam? From a random selection of random selections. You know what? Actually, we're going to do what they did in Berkeley. And what I want is a sacrificial poet. That's someone who's not competing, you're not getting the points, you're just doing it for the hell of it. Somebody who was not called. Alyssa, pick me a person. I know. Ryan, pick me a person.
That's Ryan.
All right, Ryan, come on up. This is our sacrificial poet. Ryan's going to kick off the evening for you. Let me just make you crystal fucking aware of the fact that if I hear a pen drop, a text message, if I hear you fart or breathe too loudly, I will stop the poet on stage. I'll let them restart, but then I will break both your arms. This is a place of respect and love, and it takes a hell of a lot of courage to get on this stage. So respect that by paying attention to the performance, keeping your mouths shut, appreciating the art as it is. That being said, please welcome our sacrificial poet, Ryan Wesley.
How are you guys doing? Fuck yeah. Oh, what an honor. God. All right. I don't have a title for this one, but here it goes. You are made of stone, like a 2-inch wide, 20 feet tall sandcastle on a raging shore. I watch your sandy atoms scatter home into the oneness of our infinite beach. I forget you. I watch the horizon brighten and the ocean whisper as I remember you are everything. You rise from the edge of the world, form the tide grabbing my ankles. You form the tide grabbing my ankles, and in your rashness, you blur my path steps, so I have no path but forward. No path but forward. Forward. With the occasional glance sideways into your depths, you swell beside me, sit inside me always, surely whispering, surely everlasting songs of passion, passing, swift, and splashing me in your inspiration. Dawn of myself exists in stationary and centering my universe of me, seeking to know thee, thy thoughts lost to drink in the sky. Heaven, the spacious, where my wishes fall from your body, forming gracious images I create from the ways you impress me, undressing, my whirlpool heart connecting, and still I forget you, forgetting. But then you speak through everything and I can't help listening. Your voice, the faith within a choice to take part and heal our separateness. You whisper, and I remember. And as I see yours, our body's depth, I am terrified or exhilarated by the weight of it. Shake in the waves of it. I have come home to stay. You sit within me no longer. Yeah, because where your songs once were, now you stir and sing endless. Shh.
This is unfortunate. I don't even know how to fucking adjust this thing. All right. Ryan, thank you for kicking it off. That's the first sacrificial poet of Kansas City PoUnd Slam. Give him one more round of applause, folks. All right, remember, the respect level in this room, starting right now, is to keep quiet during a poem. But if you are moved, if you enjoy it, audience, participate. Feed them with your energy. Let them know that you're sharing this love on stage. That being said, we're going to kick off this slam. Time and points start now. Robert G., come on down.
I disseminate devastating poppy drug doodles, picturesque weapons, innumerable interventions for your second-rate thunder. I see the mountainous miscues of your whatchamacallit, the rivers of my misappropriation, pollutes your knot in my backyard, cleans up my showers of ass-kicking spittle. I am the disastrous fucking bee stinger. I catalyze the sparks of Mr. Father Explosion. I wear the tattoo of all final revelations. I cry like baby Jesus on the third day before Christmas. I am a doll among worms, a drool-wiping menace. I castrate with crowbars, you're a wobbly timber crack pecker, a slimy catacomb rat hole. For my kitty cat instincts, you should be glad every moment that you happen to have handles, as I will arise to you as a goddamn tornado. So pay strict attention as I pump up the pancakes with unassailable masculine matador machinations. You go gaga over the grotesque gases of Golgotha. You are the skulls which litter my golf course of lava with all that wink-wink prattling putty. With all your sick prattle, I name you Dirty Sniffles. As I launch the maiden voyage of my swinging cootie rip whipper, a cataclysmic wood chipper, I will cobra clutch slam your self-serving stratagem of safety and shelter. I will crochet you a new asshole. As your ass accidents speak of a macabre fantasia, diluted dilettante sewage, your pop art flavor is between marshmallow, motor oil, and the perpetual sequences of the youthful faux pas of all the future psycho killers who stubbornly refuse to flinch at the sight of beheadings. I will never forgive you. You live with no reason. When I finally swallow the indefensible messages of every one of your membranes, I will upend my own tricky affinity for your salt and buttered head of Medusa, because you inappropriately perceive my timely beheadings as nothing but cunning. Just you try and shovel my avalanche of synapses firing. I will give you the unambiguous details of the French Revolution and recite to you the pitter-pat of all those heads rolling. I will teach you something about the impact of my royalty. I am not to be messed with. I give blistering handjobs to the masters of the Big Bang, while you once again misplace your plastic toy halo. Don't you dare move your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin, and mind, as you have no killer teeth kingdom. you cannot even fart and or crawl in the company of this doll, as mine is an uninterrupted nuclear triumph. I am aimed straight at you. I am a doll among worms. I eat worms for fucking breakfast.
And that's how we roll. All right, judges, here's the deal. I need you to write a score between 1 and 10. Get it on your whiteboard now. Get it up. Get it up. I'm Gabe, so I don't say that very often, but get it up. Get it up. I need all 5 before I can call them out. All right, I got an 8. I got a 9.7. Y'all can cheer, boo, whatever you need to do. 8, 9.7, 7.4, 7.3, and a 7.3. Y'all give it up for Robert. Excellent work. Please feel free to adjust the mic if you need to based on your height. That's not going to count as you starting. All right, next up we got Trey Newman. Come on down.
I just wanted to spit. But before the crack of lips, he stepped with bold belligerence, delivered me this sentiment saying, "Oh, are you a poet? Don't they only saturate in tears, writing sentences about how sensitive their mental is?" I was like, whoa. Pay attention, degenerate. See, we are full of enlightenment, can sell you light without soggy skin. Insecurities, I noticed how you run from them. I wrestled, defeated demons. How'd I win? Obvious, with a pen. Made them suffer with the grace of Easter supper. Watched you suffocate upon stanzas aimed at circumstances standing inside the circle, or damage has been embedded. I watched you sleep inside the streets while underneath my sheets I remain a freak of Mother Nature, and she can nurture you back, bro. And he responded with, "No, I'm cool, bro. That's homo behavior." See, according to Jim, currency is what puts the world in its current spin. Ignoring words with friends, but encouraging this distribution of a frozen controlled substance within his thug says. Screaming out, "Think Sugarbird give you numb lips? Skip college, man. I hustle college and get enough bread to be the muffin man, but these taco shells will make you salsa dances." Ignorance inspired the Sphinx to prance. I pounced on his head when I said imbeciles. They can only mumble blunder when they do not understand. Only brute organisms build barbaric systems of solving issues. Hot lead, we both had got issued. I saw him packing his pistol, so I chose to move him with the flame bleeding from my pencil, penicillin, and my pen. I have to remain on point with my ink-filled needles. Needless to say, his statement inaccurate due to his low acronym. The world has no current spin. I've been knocked it off axes on accident, and currently I'm on a current with Captain Kurt and friends out of orbit, exploring how origins of cosmic chaos has formed this civil organizations within my spaceship. Then I condescend through your conduit of consciousness, exchanging incompetence for common sense, because this intelligence, they give you numb lips, make you drool a bit, go Google it, because you don't get it. What a mental midget, imprisoned in a perverse perception, trapped in a cell along with his nucleus. I ain't new to this. My saliva let out your whole insulting insolence. I watched you violate with violence because you closed-minded, intolerant to enlightenment. My lightning hits and thunder strikes like K. Durant after my assault. He most likely needed some Tylenol simply because his lexicon is not that evolved. Simply because I mixed Eddie Murphy's mom with nursery times. I birthed rhymes so delirious, put it into him, period. To demonstrate, he menstruates. I put blood on the wall, cerebral hemorrhage when I was finished. Hey, you still believe poets are soft? We just relax, reclining our pineal glands, landing in a land of transcending tranquility, trespassing my pasture? You're tripping harder than DMT. You gotta be ludicrous to disturb my peace. I will not allow bowling bar attitudes. I put pins down, go a few rounds, cause mama said knock you out. Ever been conscious within a coma? I just wanted to spit. Give them something to believe, like we was born to be excellent. Can't you see it's in your genes? Wow. So speak, poet, speak, and make sure you do it clearly, cause someone mute you. Now you really on deaf poetry. Wow. But even after all my logic and my theory, I had the motherfucker sucker, so you ignorant niggas hear me.
Woo! Get those boards up. Let me get you. Come on, judges, judges, judges. Let me see those numbers. I can't comment till I see your numbers. Taylor, calm the fuck down. That's only 2 of like 20. Calm down. Come on, get them up, get them up. All right, I got a 10. Y'all make some noise. I got a 10, I got a 10. I got a 9.7, a 9.8, and a 9.4. Give it up for Trey Newman, y'all. Where have you been all my life, Trey Newman? Jesus Christ. That was beautiful. All right. I know, right? I just obviously don't get out enough. Grace Griffin, come on down.
With every stroke, an arrow pierced my soul. You pushed the door open, though. I kept throwing myself against it, willing it to close. But I felt your cold hand grab my wrist, and you yanked me, and you gave me a shove. I don't understand how my no became yes. Please take off my little black dress. You pulled my hair, and then I screamed. And you told me that you liked being me. You threw me up against a wall, laughing softly, feeling power, and I didn't even try to cover it up. I let my tears fall. You never listened to me, and you never listened at all. You whispered that it was all okay, over and over in my ear. The more you spoke, the more I knew that you were full of shit, because it wasn't. It wasn't okay. I wasn't okay. I hold on tight to my heart now, because it's the only part of me that you didn't penetrate. But I punish all of my loved ones. For the love I used to radiate has faded into darkness, there to stay, not dead, but certainly not alive. You took advantage of my innocence, stripped it off with my clothes, and you can't unbreak the broken. The cracks will always show. Even so, I still cry for you. I still fucking cry for you. Leave me alone. Drinks on the rocks. Let me come undone. You could burn your skin with the water in the shower that I'm taking, but I don't feel it. Why can't I feel anything? Is there someone out there that has an answer? Please. I'm here on my knees. Someone. Anyone? No one? None? Okay. But I am done blaming myself and feeling like a whore. I am renaming myself, unchaining myself, and I am finished maiming myself because you're not worth it anymore. You are not worth it. And you never were.
Get them up, judges. Let me see those numbers. Numbers, numbers, numbers. Come on, y'all. I got a 6.3. I got a 7.5. I got a 10. Woo, y'all make some noise. 6.8 and a 7.4. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for your bravery and your courage. Let's bring to the stage Steph Castor, y'all.
What up, Steph? Right.
I wear this ring for practice. It's kissed the wall once or 4 times, and I bet you wonder how it tastes. The blood on wood without the diamond scrapes, because I know how simple you are. This is your ring. It doesn't fit me, no matter how hard I scream for it to spin around my finger like your pussy does. There is a family history etched in my stucco heart, the kind that craves ginger ale on a dropping jet plane. This is about not knowing how to cope with my father's deteriorating muscles and the cocaine in his veins. This is about keeping a promise in my top dresser drawer. This is about my grandmother's pruned feet and worn out jeans and tired teeth. And about how sometimes I swear I can see electrons bouncing off of each other in everything I touch. And about how sometimes the dying silence in a parked car is the most soothing kind of rush. And the only chance I can actually get to catch a goddamn breath and collect myself and the false fragments that have become me. What would happen if I spoke a little louder past the Pismo waves? What would have happened if I would have stayed on the train a few more hours just to rewrite her name? Did he think of the daughter he would have when they held a gun to his head? Did he think of the granddaughter he might have when he chose vodka instead? I want to lick your liver clean and don't want to.
All those incredible words. Thank you, Miss Steph. Judges, get them up, get them up, get them up. Come on, I got shit to do later. No, I'm just playing. I got a 10. I got an 8.5. I got an 8.3. Y'all need to be clapping or I'm going to be convinced you're dead. 8.1 and a 6.4. Thank you very much. All right, let's welcome to the stage Christian.
I once heard of a man that shifted a mass of mimes. Therein lied the parasite, feeding off amoeba till amoeba had him crucified. Shifted my paradigm. Suddenly I find myself afraid of time, but it'll change within the flip of a dime. No need to worry, I'm just committing a crime while I'm sitting here unraveling minds. Often I don't even understand why it is I relax, because there's probably something I could do other than sitting on my back. But I'm back. Let me come back for a quicker attack. I take a stab in the dark, but the dark won't stab back. See, I'm venomous. I'm pretty damn vicious, and I'm looking at you strange because I think you're suspicious. You don't want to fuck with me, I fuck with you with the quickness. Ha! Now I'm getting too vicious. I better keep it on the low key, keep it on that low key. Because if I go insane, won't nobody in here know me. You already know me. Why the hell you keep pretending? Now I'm feeling like the enemy, yet I haven't spit the venom. I'm in my denim, dressed to impress. Are you ready for less? You should have been ready for less, but you got more. Instead, I'm sorry, I should have came prepared not to cut off heads, but decapitation off the. Nah, it's often just something that I get into. If I'm into you, or if you into me, we can make it happen in 2:45. I get out of school. Shit, I ain't been to school since like 1992, but it's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real with you. I just like how you do things. Don't you like how I chill with you? I'm trying to keep you on the top of my brain. I'm pretty lame, but honestly, we should sustain from talking any further conversation or any further contemplation. You discussing marriage, I'm discussing waiting. Please be patient. Why is it that time keeps taking? My mind keeps taking these jumps off these cliffs, but these cliffs are so blatant. And what I'm looking at below is pretty blank. Just another piece of paper that I've yet to take from the kid sitting next to me and say, wait, you don't know what to do with this. You were new with this. I'm about to show you how to rip this shit up and abuse this bitch. I don't understand why it is I keep feeling like this. Maybe it's because something in my mind's got me going deranged, and if I do go deranged, I might take you to the shooting range and say, please, stand still. I'm about to show you how it is. I go for the kill. This shit is too real, too explicit for you to even understand the appeal. Prepare to be peeled like a banana that I no longer understand how to eat. I devour the souls of the weak. Allow me to think, because right now I just need a little time to find my peace, but my peace isn't my peace of mind, which I put into a puzzle that I put together blind. I don't even understand why it is I'm wasting my time. You don't understand me. You don't have the tracks in your mind. I'm driving in a car and I'm driving the bitch blind, hoping that I run off the road like Saddam with a bomb in my pocket. And it's just about run out of time. Thank you.
Oh, shit. All right, y'all. I need the energy back up because y'all got real quiet and it got real serious. I got a 10. I got a 9.8. I got a 7.6, 7.1, and a 9.3. Is that 3? All right. We're going to break it up for a minute. See if I can remember this micro poem for you. I'm just going to let you know, Brig, that you're on deck. Everybody shake it loose. Come on, y'all. Just move around a little bit for me. I got 10 lines on stage to explain 9 bad relationships, which ate away my very potential 7 shrinks. Never, ever suggested I had. I had 6 goddamn years as a part-time student to acquire 5 figures in debt, foregoing degrees at 3 different universities, too small to cultivate my one aspiration. Do you know what that was? What is it? To live out loud, infinitely, as a poet. Bring that energy up, y'all. Let's celebrate this night. Brig, come on down.
My 18th birthday will forever be marked in my mind as a time of friends and family, of surprise parties and cigar smoke. But when the dust settled, I was left staring at a betta fish circle, a miniature statue of the Buddha. A gift. A sunken shrine commemorating my lost childhood. At this point in the night, it is ridiculously late, but I swear it is trying to tell me something. A reincarnated spirit imparting wisdom with every swish of its ruby red tail. Did I mention it was late? But it got me thinking. You see, in Buddhism, nothing stays the same. Everything is always in a state of flux. Change is the only constant. I know this now more than ever. I always had a problem with goodbye. Soon I will be closing a chapter on my life. I will be turning the page to see what lies on the other side. Life, however, does not read like a book. I cannot flip back to my favorite characters, relive my favorite moments and chapters, nor can I skip to the end to see how it all turns out. I am stuck. Left on the edge of a page, feet dangling off the edge of a cliffhanger, not knowing what happens next. I've always had a problem with goodbyes. Recently, the thought struck me that maybe I'm already dead, and my life is just flashing before my eyes, as I desperately search for a pause button, a futile attempt to stop time. If you look back at any point in my childhood, you most likely find me shut off inside a book, closed off inside my old world made of paper and ink. Change did not shake me. I found it easier to bend than to break, rarely putting down roots. Humans as a species, I think, have a natural fear of the unknown. This fear is only matched by our unbridled curiosity, and I got curious, diving headfirst off cliffhangers. If curiosity killed a cat, there's a reason it was given 9 lives. Over the past 4 years, curiosity has driven me to try new things, create connections, and make friends. But the winds of change are coming. And I find myself closer to breaking than to bending. I've never been good at goodbyes. Words seem to escape me. I can never get them just right. So this is me, preemptively saying goodbye while I still have my words. I will start with myself saying goodbye to the past me's who will never come again, whose times have come and gone. In Buddhism, there is the practice of creating mandalas, incredibly elaborate and ornate depictions in colored sand. After it is finished, it is swept up. The sand is poured into the river, spread out into the world. Everything we do, every connection we create, every friend we make a mandala. Complex and beautiful and unique, impermanent. Something to be given to the world. I've been getting better at goodbyes.
I'm so excited about tonight. Are y'all excited about tonight? I need someone to start a chant after I get this score going. I've got a 7.7, an 8.0, a 9.4, a 9.5, and an 8.2. Yeah! Takes all that courage and bravery, y'all. I just always wanted to start a wave, but I don't like sports, so maybe we can do a pound slam. Taylor, I know you can do this. Can you start stomping? Can you give me a pound slam? We just need a full energy chant. Come on, because I love your accent. Give me. Who wants to start a chant? I'm not fucking moving on until we chant a little bit. I need some energy in this room. Pound slam. I just need someone to give me a rhythm. No, not that. I mean, I'm all right, but I'm not that all right. There we go. Slam, pound slam. Come on, pound slam, pound slam, pound slam, pound slam, pound slam. Keep going. Get your drink up. Get your drink up. Woo! Pound slam, baby. Shots. This is the wrong fucking bar for that party. Speaking of which, we got 3 more performances, and then y'all get to refill your drinks and smoke your cigarettes while we total up everybody's scores. Let's bring down Houston Hughes, y'all.
Let's say you've been texting a beautiful lady. Things are going great so far, but you need a way to escalate the conversation to the next level. You don't want to put in the effort to create meaningful dialogue, and you're no good at flirting through traditional routes like genuine compliments or non-racist jokes, so what do? Easy. Send a dick pic. Sending a dick pic is the fun and flirty way to indicate just how special you think your lucky lady is. And when you send a dick pic, you'll know you're in good company. From senators and sports stars to that one guy at the bar who she only gave her number so he'd leave her the fuck alone. Men all over are sending their special sweetie phallic photos. It's a great way to break out of the friend zone, reconnect with an ex, or drop the subtle drunken hint that you're ready to become housemates with benefits. So let's say you've dropped the solid groundwork with, "Hey, sup?" And she sent back a winky face, which means, "Bring on the bulging balls, boy, it's game on." What do? Step 1, take your dong out. And not just partially, unleash the Kraken! If the Anthony Weiner incident has taught us anything, it's that keeping things under wraps might mistakenly make her think that you have a modicum of modesty or some sense of embarrassment. Let your fuck flag flap freely in the breeze. Look at we're waving immodestly over a used car lot. Step 2, wash your dick. And while you're down there, tame your unruly pubic hair with some generous manscaping. You don't need to shave completely, just remove enough so it doesn't look like an afro is starting to grow a mutant thumb. Step 3, make sure your camera is quality. Nobody likes a grainy grundle. Step 4, lighting and composition. Think about what kind of mood you want to invoke with your dick. Do you want the shot to seem playful and spontaneous or more refined? Is your dick a hard worker or a high roller? Treat your penis as if it were a canvas and you are Dick Donatello, Kakael, or Van Gogh if you've been circumcised. If you're taking the picture at home, make sure to remove anything embarrassing from the background. Nothing can ruin a nice dick pic faster than that old crusty Sprite bottle you've been ejaculating into. Side note, if you've got herpes or HPV, consider strategically placed rhinestones, or as it's better known, peen-jazzling. Step 5, the delivery. Now that you've put in all this preparation, why waste it on just one person? You're Oprah, and you've got cocks to give away. You get a dick pic. You get a dick pic. Everybody gets a dick pic. If anyone doesn't like it, you can always pretend it was unintentional with a throwaway reply like, "Oh, sorry, that was supposed to go to Grandma." If you don't get any reply at all, it's best to just keep on sending. Perhaps add some variety by asking random strangers to contribute their cocks. The most important thing is penis. Remember, every second that passes when you aren't sending a woman a picture of your dick is one where you're showing her what kind of man you really are.
And that's how we do poetry, y'all. Get those scores up. I can't commentate until I've given the scores. It's against the rules. 9.4, 10. I'm fucking clapping. Come on. 9.4, 10, 10, 10. What do we got back there? 7.9. And that's how we do, y'all. There's no bound too far. I can threaten violence. You can talk about dick pics. It's all good. Just as long as you keep it under 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Well, the only person who sends me dick pics is my gay best friend, so that's how it goes. All right, I want to welcome up to the stage Miss Angela Rue. Bring it down, sister.
You'd have yourself think I'm just a commodity. A back alley ballerina in a rundown jewelry box adorned with glitter. Tossed aside. Filled with the ills and witchcraft of what makes a wayward woman. What do they call me? They call me starlit harlot. With a scorpion between my thighs, their eyes leer. Their acid tongues twist in the hollows of their cheeks as they hiss in judgment. Hey, baby, how much for the dance? And so I ascend to this vertical throne, contort limbs for him and them, jiggle and gyrate at a rate predicated on flesh exposed. If only they knew a year ago I was just another woman toiling behind a desk in corporate America. Catering to Mr. Bossman, fetching his spreadsheets, his memos, his coffee. It's funny how I never stopped catering. Until the day I traded in pink slip for pink tassels, twerking hips, and compromised pride because being dignified won't feed my babies tonight. Meanwhile, the Wednesday night faithful clutch their Bibles, sit pious and noble, discussing how they're gonna save my wayward soul. Well, where was your piety when I was 5? When the many games of my childhood were provided by my kin? He called me the sweet spot that made his Louisville slugger powerful. He swung for the fences as if my screams were delightful cheers. I was practiced to believe that my womb was nothing more than a playing field where boys could roughhouse and score. And where was your piety when I was 16? When those claim jumpers ravaged me of my golden resources, leaving me barren, pummeling me purple and blue as violets in summer. Is it only then that you would recognize me as a flower? Would I at least be amended beautiful? Would I at least receive your consideration to be loved wholly? To be loved wholly. A sacred, divine creature made in God's image to be nurtured, handled with care, measured in the weight of 1,000,000 pearls. But you'd have yourself think I'm just a commodity. A back alley ballerina in a rundown jewelry box adorned with glitter, tossed aside.
Yes, ma'am, is right. Let me get him up, get him up, get him up. I got a 10, we got a 10, we got a 9.8, we got a 9.3, and a 9.8, y'all. Give it up for Miss Angela Rue. 2 performances left until you get to smoke and refill your drinks. Steph French, come on down. Keep clapping, come on.
Regarding my glass dildo and Richard Brodigan. Oh, yes. Prologue. I am riding on a train. I am moving through a desert, an important one. You can tell because it has its own self-awareness and a palpable greatness that comes with extended notoriety. Prestige. I am riding through the desert on a glass train. You can tell because, look there. Look at those tiny glass wheels moving quickly beneath us. And all around us there are pretty see-through succulents. Everywhere you can see the forgotten beachy sand pails and shovels of tired children, odd splashes of color in an otherwise vacant scene. You had told me weeks ago it was that you would send me my things, but you still have my glass dildo and my book of poetry by Richard Brodigan. That particular book is like an old lover. You, old lover, are keeping another old lover of mine captive. Rommel drives deep on into Egypt. She is hostage now. I had read that book at least twice, in the presence of another old lover who turned out to be the future father of my eventual daughter. We fucked on the train because I was so smitten with Richard poems, and long jaunts across Western Europe get me really fucking hot. So, anyway, that glass dildo, which coincidentally was gifted to me by an entirely different old lover, I wonder what you use it for. I imagine you stirring large pots of soup with it, or digging in the soft ground, planting things like rose bushes and sage with my pretty sex toy. This is probably because my old lover, the one who gives vibrators and the like, he enjoys these things. He was always kind of masterful in the garden and in the kitchen. My daughter, she would wave this magic glass wand around in the air, conduct symphonies with it, point it with conviction, containing potent fairy spells. Lead a marching band with ribbed baton. Perhaps you've been sticking it up your own ass, or those places you would never quite allow me to reach. I am not a good cook or a talented gardener, but I am an excellent plaything, and I love all kinds of masturbatory rituals. I like touching and holding bodies and words in my hands, in my mouth. So really, if you would just return my book, the one with the girl on the cover, she is playing in a sandbox. Maybe it is me, locked away in Bohemian Renaissance. Maybe it is me, stuffed into the bottom of your underwear and socks drawer. Yes, it would make my life infinitely less lonely to have her in my company again. Epilogue. I am riding on a train. I am moving through a desert, an important one, you can tell, because it has its own self-awareness and a palpable greatness that comes with extended notoriety, prestige. I am riding on a desert, on a glass train, and on one side of me sits Mr. Brodigan, and on the other side, that pretty girl from the cover of his book. And all of my old lovers, they are on the train too. And my daughter, she is collecting all the sand pails in the desert, and she is filling them all with sand.
Anybody else got an issue with skinny jeans? Oh, good Lord. All right, get them up, get them up, get them up. 8.5, 8.5, 9.7. 8.5 and a 7.9, y'all. Thank you, Miss French. We appreciate you. Mikey, you ready to come on down, sister? This is the last round. Please do not get out of your damn seats until I tell you what's up. Y'all welcome to the stage, Mikey.
Separated, the pieces. Pieces of me, pieces of you. In a pile are the edges. We know they form a connection. They are the boundaries. We start there with no fear of misplacement. These flat edge pieces give us a hope that the inner will connect us perfectly. Mixed in a mess, each piece stares at us. Some upside down. We flip to expose its shade. Building together makes us a team. Friends as we fight to finish the challenge. I see where you go, and you know where I should be. Pieces of you, pieces of me, scattered, separated, but being created, bonding, forming a picture. Brilliant colors blend, showing glimpses of what's to come. Following the pattern, adding to its existence, each piece lays nicely. I see it now. It's beautiful. Almost done. Just a few more pieces of you, of me. It's a rush getting that last piece. The feeling of satisfaction arises. But where is it? That piece? Is it you or is it me? Missing, deep sigh, disappointment, meant to be lost. Will it hold together? Without that one, it could fall to pieces. Finished or not, I glue and save. Take a look. I see you. I see me. I see the empty space, a loss. To anyone, it's an unfinished puzzle. To me, it's a friendship held together by pieces of you and pieces of me.
quick, I have commentary. Where are those numbers at? 7.3, 7.8, 7.5, 8.4, and 9.1. Give it up for Mikey, y'all. It's the first time she's ever done this. She picked a hell of a fucking night. And that concludes round 1. Congratulations, you've made it through the longest part of this show. It is 10:20. I'm giving you till 10:35 to refill your drinks, take a shit, smoke a cigarette, come back. We're going to tear it up, y'all. Thank you. Hello. Attention, poetic family. Hi. If y'all are at the bar, you need to wrap it up because we got 2 more rounds. Should probably take about no more than another hour. I appreciate your patience and your patronage. I'm just standing up here killing time till everybody comes back in from the bar. Check, check, check. Hey, Sarah, how are we looking out at the bar? Should I just go ahead and kick it off? All right, cool. All right. This secret magical list in my back pocket's going to announce who's competing in round 2. I know, right? Anybody want to give me a drum roll? No. There we go. In round 2, competing will be Houston Hughes, Trey, Brig, Christian, and Miss Angela Rue. All right, not to throw a wrench in your spokes, but here's how it goes. Same round, same rules. I've had a lot of whiskey. It's unfortunate because I'm driving. It'll be okay. It'll be all right. I make safe choices, as should you. Meaning Ryan's driving us home.
I couldn't drive a stick.
I'm sorry. Fuck, we're going to sleep here then. Fuck it. All right. Now you tell me.
A dick joke.
Dick pics? What? That was round 1. So with round 2, same rules apply. You're more than welcome to read a poem off of a tablet, piece of paper, anything like that, or memorize. But it cannot be the same poem that you performed in round 1, which is the ultimate challenge, essentially. So, y'all ready to kick off round 2? All right, Christian, you're up first, honey. Let's bring him on down.
Mama said, don't chase trinkets and don't go after no knickknacks. Be slow to give a dog a bone, but quick to throw a bitch a tic-tac. Mama's words of wisdom, I struggle not to forget that as I stumble from my pedestal and roll around with riffraff. I'm not as dark as oil yet, but I do suffer from a slick past, a cool nigga blown enigma by a cold draft. However, before you judge me, allow me to offer you a quick task. You could possibly shut the fuck up and allow us to switch paths. I'll gladly surrender mine in an attempt to endure yours, to see you with my feet tired, blistered, and sored. You will truly learn the meaning of when it rains, it pours. My lyrics electrifying, tongue the hammer of Thor. Vocabulary pristine, I no longer need swords. Need I spoon feed you more? Apple sauce from my rotting core. My brain cells clutch their knees and rock back and forth. For the cerebellum's gavel is traveling from door to door. What's with all the vagueness? We all know it's contagious, just as contagious as this rage is once we can't contain it. I cure hers, these scratch marks my payment. But I'm on the prowl now as a withdrawal-stricken vagrant. I'm close enough to thirst, but I'm not close enough to taste it. Thus lie my emotions between apathy and hatred. A monotonous melancholy to which I've become a patron. Woo!
Judges, get those scores up, please. Please, please, please. All right. We got an 8.9, 8.1, 7.9, 9.4, and an 8.9. Y'all give it up for Christian. Where's Sam at? Sam, just raise your hand. I did Sam a disservice because he wanted to do a sacrificial poet piece. Can you save that for round 3? Will you be here? All right. Thank you, Sam. All right. Welcome up to the stage, Brig.
Occam's razor is the idea that when there are multiple answers to a question, the one that assumes the least is typically correct. In shorter terms, the simplest answer is often the correct one. I strive to find the simplicity in my life. I have been told I have an analytical personality. I'm constantly trying to blend science and society, determining the perfect equation for each situation, figuring out the correct mixture of elements to create a solution, like time multiplied by shared humor plus shared interests all over theta equals friendship. Do not forget to account for variable change. Love is butterflies in your stomach mixed with rainy day afternoons and stargazing from the roofs of cars. Do not forget to add a heart and just a dash of pixie dust. Be careful when all stare at room temperature. Be careful when adding combustible components. Results have been known to be catastrophic. Sometimes I wish I lived in a place that played by my own rules. The world, to my dismay, does not solve like a math equation. It does not factor out into easy, clean numbers. It is full of repeated mistakes, complex thoughts, and imaginary ideas. Newton's third law of motion states that for every reaction there is an equal and opposite reaction in the opposite direction. I desperately cling to principles, laws, and theories like hold on to statistics like life jackets, latching on to cold hard facts when everything else seems to fall like shifting sand. Most times, I wish I could create my own universe, because in my perfect world, my rules apply. The simplest answer is always right. Relationships can be determined by inputting numbers, and love labored over in a laboratory. Every evil deed is counteracted by good in the equal and opposite direction. Poetry could be brewed down to perfection. There is no need for natural selection. There is a theory which states that if ever anyone discovers exactly what the universe is here for and why it is here, it will instantly disappear and be replaced by something even more bizarre and inexplicable. There is another theory which states that this has already happened. This I know to be true because last night I configured the universe. I sat up staring at making calculations out of constellations. Creating calculations out of constellations. I broke it all down into neat numbers and perfect pieces, fit it all into a formula and solved for X. But the second I closed my eyes, it vanished. Everything changed. I found myself in a new world, staring at a new night sky, a world where things don't always fit neatly, laws don't always apply, and things are sometimes a lot more complicated than they may appear. So I'll start all over again, making new laws, new equations, new theories for this new world.
It is so challenging to write a mathematical poem. Y'all would know that if you wrote one. 7.8, 7.4, 8.1, 8.7, and a 9.1. Y'all give it up for Brig. Takes a lot of balls to get on this stage. All right. I feel like I have so much power with this little list in my hand. Let's welcome to the stage Trey. Come on down.
Where you from, homie? The last thing I heard is I observed the squeeze of a trigger. A rhythm of bottle rocket black cats was the brief flashback as a backstabber was about to turn me into a wetback. I guess that I had crossed that line. 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, I guess you could say it was my time. I had a fine wine lifeline. I got better as time inclined. Drip, drip, tears slipped like iodine. As I died, I cried with blind eyes as my white tee had just become tie-dyed. Maybe if I had a response, I could have homicide his homicide. So when he said, where you from, homie? My response should have been something like, the motherland? Where the father didn't bother to contribute, yet constantly continued to conceive continents, as free as consonants on that fortune wheel. So compliments to his incompetence because his ignorance only gave me more common sense. And the motherland who birthed nothing but leaders, world changers, and artists like Langston, Martin, Tubman, and Huey Newton. She still had a few crazy wild children. She just named them Tarzan. And the motherland who can't provide for her own. Why, Trey? Because she's a mother doing it all alone. Where you from, homie? I am from a world below average. It's now become our average. But little lasses throw tantrums if they can't keep a boyfriend that's tatted. Make sure they keep up on their double D gluteus maximus, but ball hog their classes, never passing. I guess it's because of all the missing dads, and the young lads are just as bad. Treat women like their joints hit. Class, can't see the pain in their eyes because they continue to wear a mask. And where you from, homie? I am from a world where corporations are orchestrated by Satan, producing projects, placing them in places we call them projects. They say they're going green because they want our youth to sprout up like mad plants, but planted in poison is our problem, which is why we have these seeds with no future like a used condom. Where you from, homie? I am from a world where you can catch a beat down from the H1N1. Swine, as slick as the spit that they spit when they cuff them, which is why we don't fuck with pigs as if we were Muslim, because they the reason the innocent ain't breathing. While we sitting at home with a t-shirt that say Free Big Steven, see, it's just us. So when we take our own justice, we get judged. Where you from, homie? I am from a world where poets are enemies and vigilantes, giving life sentences to save lives with their senseless sentences, but sensitive to all their citizens. We are male enhancers, scratch that mind enhancers. If you have a low IQ, we'll get it up in this one night with one mic and call it a one mic stand. With your mentality, let us hit it then quit it like you're smoking your last cigarette. See, my crew, we spit the meanest spoken word, and we fly sky high. That's why everybody call us angry birds. Where you from, homie? I am from Adam, from Eve, birth from trees, yin yang, good, bad, mom, dad, crying out that I am from you. So before you pull that gun out so slowly, asking me these asinine questions, see, I know where I'm from. Question is, where you from, homie?
God damn it. One more round for Trey, y'all. We got a 10. We got a 10. We got an 8.9. We got another 10 and a 9.2. Woo! The stage is so lucky to be graced with all of your presences. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I'll give you all yourselves one more round of applause, please. Houston, why don't you come on up? Y'all, give a round of applause for Houston Hughes.
One. I got my first God from my father before I even understood what one was. And even though it seemed centuries old and was more than a bit worn, I believed in that God because I got it from him. He taught me to respect it. So I kept it locked away in the rosewood case next to the kitchen table, and that's where it stayed until Sundays. We'd all pile into the dilapidated old station wagon and go down to town for the God show. It wasn't until I got older that I realized it wasn't even about the God so much as it was the community. A whole group of people gathered around to celebrate the one thing that keeps us feeling safe. Two, I keep my God in a steel box underneath my bed, between a photograph of my mother and letters from an ex-lover scribbled in an eyebrow pen. I don't pull them out much anymore, except when I'm alone and the whole world seems to be slowly folding in. I push it between my palms until my fingertips tremble, push it against my temple, and whisper my fears to it as the cold silence echoes inside the shelves. Three. There's a man down on the street corner with a sandwich board who'll try to say the type of God that's illegal now. The kind that's ready to kill a man at the drop of a hat. The kind you pull out when your woman cheats on you or your son turns out to be gay. The kind with a hammer cocked like a held prayer breath with a barrel like a pulpit. The kind of semi-automatic brimstone spitter they don't allow in pleasant company anymore. Four. Of course our founding fathers intended for us all to have gods. Look, if someone comes along with a God and threatens you, you don't want to be the only one without a God, do you? And nobody wants us to be like England where not even the police carry one. I mean, really, what's going to keep people from raping and stealing if they don't think that your God will? That'd be like trying to take in guns we trust off of our money. This country was given to us by our gun almighty so that we can have the freedom to carry these gods wherever we gun damn please, and a good conservative knows any form of God control is un-American. Five. You haven't forgotten what happened, have you? All it took was a few men with an unwavering faith in their guns to take down our 2 towers, and they didn't even have gods. If everyone on that plane had just had a god, that never would have happened. It makes you question the power of your own gun. 6, the safety manual. Kids, never point a god at someone, even to joke around. If you see a god in the area, please leave immediately. And if your friend wants to show you their god, just say no. By telling a parent, teacher, or guidance counselor, you can be a hero and save lives. Parents, keep your gods away from children. Children do not realize that gods are tools and may instead treat them like toys that threaten the people around them. Remember, gods don't kill people. People with gods kill people.
That just happened. All right, we got a 9.4, we got a 10, we got a 9.6, we got a 9.8, and a 9.8. Let me hear you make some noise. We started Pound Slam because this doesn't happen in every city, y'all. This is a celebration of life and art and everything beautiful and ugly all in one place. So thank y'all for being here. Last person to compete in round 2, Miss Angela Rue, come on down. I'm estimating. Go for it.
We are standing on the precipice of an artificial brilliance. Foolishly content with globalization and technology driven, we sip on a mocha latte logic in our internet cafes. Sip on iPhone ideology, making ourselves believe that we are a global community. Connected. Connected to she in Paris, who's connected to him in Sydney, who's connected to them in Moscow, who's connected to me here. It used to be that human connections were connected by a mere 6 degrees. A wave of a hand, a simple hello. But now we wander around like androids, holding our Verizon droids, unable to speak a complete sentence to one another. Like, O-M-G, I-D-K, WTF! We have that natural propensity for the what's hot and the you ain't up on this, and we stay wired like mathematics addicted to megabytes and megapixels and megahertz, and it hurts that the use of language is dying out like Sanskrit if we don't take the time to maintain and retain it. I want to go back to a time when a handwritten love letter was an actual symbol for courtship. Our grandmothers would wait with anticipation for grandfather's declarations from half a world away. She'd take her hand, scan the page, feeling the grooves and edges of the pen as if she were reading Braille. And she'd take these letters and cherish them as keepsakes while we short-type text messages and delete them to create more space. We used to make haste to check our MySpace accounts. Now we tweak out on Twitter. Be Facebook status whores to the core. We have that wicked, quick fix knowledge, and we wonder why these kids using text speak and admissions letters for college. We're stuck in the bondage of a World Wide Web, trapped behind Bill's gates, peeking out windows at the destruction of our natural ability to communicate. So as I tune in, you drop out to the music on your iPod, while Steve gets more blowjobs for every Apple device sold. Emotional bonds are weakened by emoticons with every correspondence that we have with a loved one. Think about it. TTYL, : open parentheses. I heart you. And you think you are so connected.
scores. Judges, we got a 10. We got a 10. We got an 8.7, an 8.7, and a 9.3. Holy shit. I am never texting you again, Miss Rue. I love you, girl. All right, y'all, I'm going to give you, actually, I'm going to give me 5 minutes to assess who's going around 3. If y'all want to take a quick break. What time is it? I don't even know. It's 10:55. I'm giving you till 11 o'clock, and then I'm making an announcement, so make it quick, y'all. All right, round 3. I do have one more sacrificial poet that wants to go up. Does anybody oppose? No! Are you ready? Her name, she's out at the bar right now. Kai, birthday girl. This good sir in the background. I'm sorry. I got all of my announcements for the night. She's not even listening right now. Kai, birthday girl, can you hear me?
No. Okay. Next.
This gentleman in the Batman shirt's going to tear it up. We're going to do one more sacrificial poet. All right, I might give her a spot at the end. Please hold one moment. What's your name? Amazing. Excellent. I'm Jen. Nice to meet you. All right, so competing in round 3 right after Amazing shows you what he's got. No, wait for me. Competing in round 3. Hold on. I got some pockets. There's $100 right here, y'all. Competing in round 3 for a $100 cash prize, we have Miss Angela Rue. We have Trey Newton. And we have Houston Hughes. Yeah. But I want to make sure y'all are ready for the mind explosion about to happen. So I'm going to give you 2 more sacrificial poets. First up, we got Amazing.
I apologize that I am not talented enough to write you six of illustrious images, nor provide you the uses of a vocabulary that I find myself uncomfortable with. I'm sorry, I don't know much about third eyes. And I'm sorry that I don't preach. And I'm sorry these poems may not always reach, but most of all, I'm sorry I don't know how to be a poet stereotype. You can blame that on the village that raised me because they didn't want to see me become some extra regular ass nigga. And I'm not about to Wikipedia, Google, nor YouTube consultations on how to be that nigga. Because I enjoy handling my subjects differently with a bit of open honesty and some integrity. I will never falsify an image, no matter who my competition is. So I'm sorry that these are not slam winning poems, rather grown man poems. Give people where they going poems so that you can do better. My pain for your pleasure, i.e. equivalent exchange, so we all exchange change, except to cynics, to critics, and spoken word purists who do not see perfectly imperfect, but rather a terror. Who do not see stanzas, but my grammatical errors. See, I'm is who I'm is. I'm sweet, chiseled flaws that feels good like grandma's cooking. I'm cool, like chilled, and it makes me no less skilled. And I'm sorry if that's enough, just like I'm sorry that I like to say fuck. And what is wrong with using the only word in our language that covers noun, verb, adjective, and adverb? I mean, I could easily say procreate, but I'm trying to keep this simple. And fuck you mean you gonna come to a poetry set so you can do this? King's English. Bludgeon your face with a pillowcase filled by broken and jagged bricks. Subtitles. Kill yourself. For seeing me as entertainment and subjecting poets to an unfair and hostile work environment where we are judged not by our words, but by our clothes, not by our reach, but our connect, and easily blurring the line between cocky and confident that I can't tell the difference between your compliments and your incompetence when you choose to suggest the use of really big-ass words that I have to correct you on. Sorry to disappoint you, but how dare you disproport respect for these forces, but you cannot determine genius by these genes. That's like saying I am a man walking amongst gods and these arms clearly say I can slap box. So here's the thing. Look hard into these eyes. Peer hard and realize that though you can define one moment may define greatness, they have given me moments to spit it, and in it I throw up a middle And the motivation for me is them telling me what I could not be. Oh well, fuck your logic. I miss who I miss. Sorry for cussing.
What the fuck just happened? That wasn't on the schedule. That was truly amazing. Thank you very much. One more sacrificial poet, birthday girl, come on down. We're going to kick off round 3 and somebody's going to make some rent money. Woo! That's some weed money. You're fucking right. All right, sister.
And seriously, if somebody has rent, that's $100. I want to know where you live. I'm waiting for my poem to load up. I'm sorry. This poem is called Victim Mentality. There are those who believe we have a victim mentality. What does it take to prove that we are built from steel and stone and straw and mud? Are we victims because we are in love and go back to him knowing that he will rip us to shreds? And we will rebuild ourselves from strips of paper mache, hard on the outside and hollow within. Does it strike you that it takes a victim to stand up after a beating, heart racing to cook supper for the kids, and smile through swollen lips? When does the mentality start? Deciding you are done, you will survive every day easier, each step further from that controlling grasp. So you look into my eyes and you see sharp hardness and you say, I'm angry and that I have a victim mentality. And I say, you're on the other side. Even though you see something hard, I am soft inside and nothing less than a survivor.
Just want to make sure everybody's in the room before we kick off round 3. Where is Houston Hughes?
For the really poetic shit.
Just want to see her beautiful bearded face. Right. Talk about dick pics and then disappear. I'm not even calling you first. I just want to make sure you're in the room. All right.
We all nervous and shit.
We got 3 competitors left. Does it make you more nervous than if I just pace and don't call anybody?
Yes, it does.
Trey, you're up first, baby.
All the way to the stage, come on.
Cause the can't be massa, can't be massa, can't be massa. Gotta be the devil. Master, master, how did you master the art of this disaster? Look around. Devil has cropped out our crops, placed our seeds in a drought, brainwashed our thoughts inside the same bathroom where hope was drained out. Can't be Master fault. Why? Master taught all of us how to cry water to help us sprout devil fraud. Masked in tie and slacks, round of applause. Staged our attacks, put our lives in the shack, then hacked the shack. Master, you can't do that. That's foul. And ain't nobody got time for that. Why? Because my third eye is asleep, and I am asleep, not even remotely in control, far from a lucid dream. Master say, have no worries. He gonna keep us safe within his safe, and we locked on to Hakuna Matata as watched our chakras get chopped up as we begin to chop it up with Freddy Krueger. As long as the master stay napping, master relaxing, it's cool, sir. Mother said F Mother Nature and turned her to a cougar. Right before she turned our world into a cooler, I asked, who's cooler? It's not me. It's not you, sir. It's the cold-hearted politic sucking blood out of our morning, casting a broken storm on our world without warning. Who will he blame? Her? Who will she? Bang, bang. Earth? No, devil, we will not allow that to happen. But master, you can't supplant us with cancer. And a slave so loyal, we won't question the answer. I am a sinner. Center of attention. So take a hike where mountain tops where Martin flies in. If we fall, we have mounts of a tin with mouths full of sin, screaming, Father, Father, where are you? You know we're around? Okay, cool. Devil Rakim, thinking of a master plan to crash all our planes into an astral plane, injected into projection, injected through intestines. Let's cut the crap. Who we waste? Hey, I guess the kids will do. Master, do you have devil on speed dial? Tell them chill for a while. Children's with millions and a smile, teasing children's without meals. Yum. The riddle gives me chills. Numb. Republic land, cool with the hood. Duh, that's why Master got me these 2 chains, this phone, this TV. Can't say what I really mean, because they just gonna send to me. That doesn't make sense to me. So I say put them on blast, quick, fast, and they ass like a century. Gun. It's been about a century. Hun, we still in slavery? Dumb. That doesn't make sense to me, so I say write your own poem, but make sure it's worth storing in a store of eternity because it's coming way faster than you think. That's what she said. Who? Mother Nature? I told you she had got cancer from her goddamn sons. Are you aware, son? This shit ain't easy, but hey, your daughter might be. Are you watching what she's watching? Watch out. They're abducting to alienate our unalienable rights. They'll take our guns, but we'll kill with pencil lead, right? Don't let them stencil your head. Please fight, because even master's a slave. What? A slave to hell? That's why it can't be master. It can't be master. It can't be master. Gotta be the devil. Thank you.
That's some round 3 quality poetry. Let's see those scores. They count now more than ever. I got a 9.1, 9.7, 9.6, 9.4, and a 9.8. Give it up for Trey, y'all. Give it up for Trey, y'all. Thank you. God damn it. I get more applause walking to the bathroom. No, I'm just playing. All right. It's Angela or Houston. It's Angela or Houston. It's Houston. Come on down. Y'all bring it up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We got 2 more performances left.
Realism is becoming increasingly harder to come by in modern times, as it seems like denial and rose-tinted idealism have infected the way that we raise our young. Overprotected children evolve into underexposed adults who refuse to be bothered by any reality that might offend their delicate sensibilities and bring cataclysm to carefully constructed universes in which marriage lasts forever. The enemies we're fighting are always evil. You're only poor if you don't work, and if you try, you'll get your happy ending. And we have Disney to thank for that last fallacy, but the truth is, Disney only told you half the story. Because the Lady, the Tramp, Oliver and Company, and all 101 Dalmatians were all spayed and neutered. Dumbo, Winnie the Pooh, Simba, Bambi, and Baloo now all reside in a hunting lodge as well. Geppetto developed a penchant for toying with young boys, so he joined the clergy, and Pinocchio is still in therapy. Esmeralda eventually came back to Quasimodo, but only so she could benefit from those fat disability checks he gets, and Belle was forced to flee to Arkansas after charges of bestiality surfaced. But Gaston lives on working for a male escort service. Mary Poppins was doing just fine until she was sued by the very children who she used to take care of, who blamed their early onset diabetes on too many spoonfuls of sugar. Finally liberated from her father's expectations of marriage, and after a little bit of experimentation, Jasmine became a flying carpet eater and eloped to France with a woman named Mel. Aladdin morphed into a misogynistic monarch, but was deposed as soon as the U.S. found oil in Agrabah. Alice refuses to come back to real life, and her friends are beginning to realize she's addicted to hallucinogens, but Wonderland keeps calling her back again and again. Sleeping Beauty came to conclude after suffering from years of domestic abuse that just because someone has the power to open your eyes doesn't mean they can't make the world's worst partner, but she still thinks if she waits it out, everything will be okay, and Cinderella is doing just fine, actually. She's now got a huge home and servants of her own who are all being paid minimum wage and treated just as badly as she was back in the day. But hey, it's not a princess's job to worry about those kinds of things. Wendy. Wendy still waits by her window every night, wishing on every second star to the right that Peter would come back and take her to Neverland, but he can't. He died in a fight with Captain Hook, who then took his own life when he realized he'd lost his sense of purpose. Snow White won fairest in the land 5 years in a row, but then got addicted to blow and lost her crown and her heart to some skinny young upstart, and it's even harder to lose 20 pounds in a month, but she did it. At the expense of her gag reflex, which helps now that she sells herself in the red light district of the kingdom. We can't live our lives to the happily ever after. If we do, we end up in this sort of eventually mentality. I'll find my prince. Eventually, I'll kick this habit. Eventually, everything will be okay. Eventually, and the only real remedy is to stop looking for the somewhere over the rainbow, because if you've already got your rainbow, enjoy it. Not all of us do.
Let's see those scores, judges. Last round. Make an impression or don't make one at all. I got a 9.8. I got a 9.7, a 9.8, a 9, and a 9.9. Another round for Houston Hughes, y'all. Come on. Come on. I work for myself, so I can sit here all night and wait for your applause. I don't have to be anywhere in the morning.
What do you live for?
What do I what? I haven't listened to Lady Gaga in a minute. All right, y'all. Last poem of the night. Angela, you want to come on down, Miss Rue?
Mama, mama, don't you cry. I'm tasting rainbows in the sky. Mama, mama, don't you weep. I'm sitting with my father, sipping on tea. In a place where being boy and chocolate skinned is a matter of inconvenience at 7-Eleven convenience stores, and where two or more are gathered could result in perilous consequence, mama, I ascend above and beyond all the trends they tried to put on me. Nigger, gangster, thug, menace, society's biggest nightmare. Yeah, mama, they were scared. Beautiful, gifted, young, black, a bigot's biggest nightmare. So yeah, mama, it's no coincidence that I was being followed. After all, they tend to follow those who are born to lead. All eyes are on me in this place where the heat can be deadly if one stands their ground a little too long in certain situations. But mama, I ascend from this place that birthed a trail of tears, leaving a trail of fears when mothers and fathers have to bury their futures due to a rebel past, bathed in sharecropper blood, Seminole blood, Cuban blood, and covered by a rebel flag. But mama, I ascend. So don't cry. Be strong. Be my tongue, so they may always know my name is Trayvon. And even in the morning, you need only look to the heavens, and all eyes will be on me, your shining sun. So mama, mama, don't you cry. I'm tasting rainbows in the sky. Mama, mama, don't you weep. I'm sitting with my father, sipping on tea. Trayvon's Blues.
Oh my, oh my. Get those scores up, y'all. 10, 9.8, 9.2, 9.6, 9.9. Now, I'm not a mathematician, so it's going to take about 5 minutes. All right, y'all, moment of truth. I'm going to name them. These amazing, incredibly brave, incredibly talented poets from first place to second to third. You know what? I should do it backwards, shouldn't I? Third. That's the drinking in me. All right. Please, when I call your name, come stand up here. I will deliver your cash in a moment, but I would like for you to get the recognition that you deserve. In third place tonight is Miss Angela Rue. In second place tonight, y'all better be present. In second place tonight is Mr. Trey Newton. Where?
Trey will not be here, but I will gladly accept his money on his behalf. Nah, he here. Give it up for Trey, y'all.
Give it up for Trey Newton. That only leaves one person in first place tonight is Mr. Houston Hughes, y'all. I want to say thank you to our poets. I want to thank you to our participants, and I want to say thank you, Greg Patterson, not only for your donation, but for your bar and your support in this incredible environment. I'm going to let Houston, who's all the way here from Fayetteville, plug his slam, and I want to end this with saying thank you all for being here. I will see you the first Wednesday of every month.